Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I've been away for very long. It hasn't been on purpose. I had some issues coming back home, so I just had a prolonged vacation and I couldn't do any updates for the deck because even though I had already ordered the cards, I didn't have access to them. So I just I just thought it was better to wait it out and until I came back and just actually made the profile once I had tested it and whatnot. And here it is. So here it is, our beloved deck with the new cards post Supreme Darkness. Of course, it's a little bit late, but it's better late than never. I do have a spicy list. It's a very good list. I enjoyed building it and playing it as well. And it's pretty solid. I did XO in my first locals, and then I did X1 in the second one, and it's really decent. It has a good matchup against pretty much everything right now. There's a lot of people playing Blue Eyes and of course Raziel and Malice, and the deck did very well against all of them. And yeah, I'm not playing any Fiendsmith stuff. I just think that a lot of people are playing that, and there's a lot of videos up here with lists like that. Me personally, I don't think it's the best way to play the deck, but I do agree and I do understand and endorse that the Fiendsmith cards are very good. So if you have them, of course, you can also choose to play in them. But I just want to show you that there's a way that the deck can actually do better or as good without the Fiendsmith cards. I actually played against a White Forest Fiendsmith, both locals, and I ended up winning because the grind game and like the different tags and different resources available were just more varied and could adapt better than the Fiendsmith engine that in my opinion it only does one thing. It does it well, it does it really well, but it doesn't really adapt for the grind game as good as this deck can. So let's go. So of course a lot of things change with release of the new cards. We're not longer playing more of a seller because it is no longer the best normal summon for the deck, and honestly you just want to see Sylvie like 99% of the time. So we're playing 3 LZs of the White Forest, 1 Seller, 1 LZ Azamina of the White Forest. I was playing 2 of these, but realistically you only need 1. Once it resolves, you kind of don't really need it anymore, but you could bump it up to 2. It's totally fine because we are playing a heavier Sinful Spoils package, so it's always going to be live in that sense. But yeah, you can always recycle it, so it's been working just fine with just 1. And of course the 3 Sylvie, because it's the best normal summon we have now, and the 1 Risia. I don't think I have to explain much for these cards. Like, all you really want to see in your opening hand is Sylvie and LZ in your opening hand with any of the spells or traps, and that's pretty much everything you need to get going. And everything else is just extenders at this point. Sorry about that. I did get a little bit sick my way back, so yeah. That's for the White Forest monsters. For the spells, the 2 tails, because it's just like your access for the engine to get going, and the 1 Scourge, that negate. I don't know why people are cutting it. I think it's a wonderful card. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just an insane card. It always, every time I see it, it just does its job really well. I did cut the woes because it just wasn't doing as much as it was before. I'm not saying it's bad now. If you want to play it, you can play it. It's still a good card. But the way I built it and the way I'm playing it, you don't really need the woes because you're gonna summon the Silvera with the Diabel. So yeah, you can add it. It's gonna be still a very good card. It's never gonna be not good, but I just think for this particular build, it works perfectly fine without it. Now for our Sinful spoils, I'm playing the 2 witches, and of course the one the bells. I know a lot of people are cutting the Bellstar to 1. I disagree. You do need and want to keep your consistency to the max. But maybe playing it at 3 is not as productive. That's why I tested it at 2 and it was just perfect. And the bells, I've mentioned it before in the channel, it's an amazing card. It helps you play around in perm, evenly matched, droplet, pretty much any quick play spells. Now that the primate is somewhere on the scope, it just shuts it all down and allows you to just force your opponent to play differently, and you can kind of control the pace of those kind of cards. Of course, Runic totally destroyed it because pretty much shuts down the entire engine. So really, really good. For the spells and traps, of course, the 3 wanted, the 1 deception, and the 1 snake eye. Really, really good card. Honestly, every single time that I saw it, it's a perfect removal for things like Mirror Jade and like, I say Mirror Jade because it's the one that I played against 2 branded players, and it was a perfect out for those kind of cards that don't want you, that you don't want like maybe like to destroy, or they do something engrave. It's just perfect because it also takes a spot from their spells and traps. The 1 Simple spoils of the forest because we are playing the Guardian Chimera, but it is also a good extender when you're forced, for example, to normal summon a Stellar, or you're able to get Sylvie later in the combo and you already committed your normal summon. This also helps you extend your plays. The 1 Subdual, Simple Spoil Subdual, because it's our way to search and access our Debels easier. And the 1 Simple Spoils of Slumber Morian. It's a Book of Moon for special summoned monsters. So it helps your monsters to dodge imperm, things like that. It helps to not let your opponent link off or synchro or whatever other plays. And it also sets itself back as long as you control a level 5 or higher illusion. So, and yeah, you're pretty much gonna have that all the time. So it's a really, really good card. And you can, of course, recycle everything back with this card. And you will also be able to recycle these with the Azamina package. That it's slightly bigger than the usual the usual one that everyone plays. That is, of course, the 1 Hollowed. I played the 1 Debtors because it's still another fusion card, and it's of course quick play, so it lets you like dodge things like Ghost Ogre or Cosmic Cyclone or any other effect that people might want to throw to your Deception. So it lets you play that around that, and then also in the graveyard, remove it, and then you can summon another Azamina. So in a sense, it's also an extender, because I had this duel where they destroyed my Azamina Zet, and then I had sent this with the Bellstar from my hand, and I was just able to summon it back and keep playing. The 1 Azamina Aphes, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. This card is insane. It's just beautiful, amazing. And yeah, in this particular build, you can bounce like up to like 7 or 8 cards in one single turn. It's really, really insane. And the fact that it's also considered a White Forest card, it's also amazing, because you can search it out with both engines. And the one Azamina Determination, it's an additional way to access your Azamina fusions, because we are playing the complete package in this deck. I will talk more about it once I get to the extra deck. But it also lets you recycle your Sinful Spoils cards. So you can draw with the Wanted, or like anything that's banished, and you just shuffle them back and you can summon the other fusions. So it's really, really good. It also helps you recycle maybe ones that you need right away. You can banish it and then set another Sinful Spoils. It can be activated that turn, but the fact that it's a trap and you can set it during the end phase, it just helps you a lot to keep playing. You can always get it back with the Abel, the Queen, and also the Azamina fusion, whose name I am unable to pronounce, but I will show you when I get there. So that's it for the engine. For the non-engine, I'm playing the 3 Ash because it's pretty much the most generic and the best hand trap to play against Fuwalos. That's very, very good against this deck. 2 Nib, because Nib is also very good this format. 1 Call by the Grave. The 2 Talents, because Talents is also fantastic to scope your opponent's hand for additional interruptions, or draw cards to see if you can extend your plays, or take control of one of your monsters that are your opponent's monsters that might be a trouble. And of course the 3 Imperm, because Imperm, I would say it's actually Imperm is the better hand trap, especially for this deck, because it's also part of the engine sometimes. And the 2 Black Goat Laughs, I've been saying it from day one. This card is insane in this deck because it helps you play around interruptions. It helps you set it and not allow your opponent to summon the key monsters they need. It's just insane. It's a really, really good card. And yeah, if you've been here around, you know I've been talking about this card forever. It's a really, really, really good card, going first and going second. Now for the extra deck, let's say like the regular or standard things. Of course, the 3 synchros. We already know what they do. Book of Moon, search and destruction protection, recycle spells and traps from your grave, and also summon or cheat out your also synchros. Damn, I'm so sorry, guys. And of course, the Chaos Angel, we can still play it. All the Azaminas are level 6. We have level 4 tuners. It's always going to be a very, very good card. And this deck can abuse its use. So yeah, it's really, really good. That's it for the synchros. Now for the fusions. Here I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth, so you guys can get a more grasp of why I decided to play them, and why they are actually good, and why people should consider looking at them. Because in the future, as the deck gets more support, I do believe those fusions will be more relevant, and they're gonna be a lot better. So the 1 Murcielago, it's part of the key combo because it helps you access your Sinful Spoil cards as well, and your Azaminas. So you can search the missing piece. You can search either the Aphes, for example, or if you don't have the LZ, you can also add the LZ. It's a very versatile card, and it's effect that it's continuous effect that allows well, not allows, that makes your opponent's monsters lose 500 per Azamina monster you control. It's really, really good because since we're playing all of them, you're just gonna swarm the field, and your opponent's monsters are gonna have like pretty much 0 attack. And also when it's destroyed, it also searches more engine. So it's really, really good. I had this one duel when someone ghost spelled the activation of the card, and I was like, why the hell did you do that? Because I searched one and then I searched again. It was really funny. The one Illa Sylvia, because of course it's the Omni Negate that the deck has, and why wouldn't you play it? It's really, really good. Also, the continuous effect of all other Azamina monsters dealing double damage. It's also very, very nice. So just keep that in mind, because they will be relevant for the whole of how the deck works. So the other one is the Azamina Sol Eric Sixton. Really, really good. It's mostly removal based. It's amazing during your opponent's turn because it can take out targets they need for synchro summoning or link summoning, and also helps you recycle your cards. During each standby phase, you can target a Azamina or Sinful Spoils card in your grave, and you can add it back to your hand. So it allows you to keep getting your resources back, so you can keep climbing up for the next turns. The one Saint Azamina, this card is really, really good. Against decks that need to target their own cards, like Branded, for example, you put this thing to Branded, and it's just a hard time for them because they can't target anything on their field or their grave or their banishment. So if they send Branded Fusion, they can't use Retribution to get it back because this card won't allow it. Things like Quem can also and do any of that. Sanctifier, all of that is just gone pretty much, and it has 4K, so it's pretty much like the only ways for them to out it is pretty much either Mirror Jade or use a Albus Fusion Summon effect, but you're gonna have a lot more things going there, so you can prevent that from happening. And realistically, they're never gonna do more than 4K, especially if you have more Cielago on the field. So it's pretty much protected, and then it also protects you from receiving battle damage, because then your opponent will just take everything. So it's a really, really good card. Really, really good card. And then the one more Gina, because Saint Azamina cheats it out very easily. You can also make it out with the normal fusion requirements of the Azamina cards by shuffling back or using the Simple Spoil cards. But you usually just cheat it out with the Saint Azamina. Insane card, because it also allows you to revive your other illusion monsters. It can be either any of these, or you can also revive back the Elzat Azamina or the Diabels. It's insane. It's just really, really good. And then whenever you activate a Sinful Spoils card or Azamina card, you can pop 2 cards on the field. You can either pop your opponents, you can pop your own cards, being more Cielago or the Belstar, so you can get more resources for next turn. It's just insane. Very, very good card. I've had duels where I summon all 5 of them, and it's just too hard to go over them, because once they're all 5 in the field, all your opponent's monsters are minus 2500 attack, so it's just really, really hard to run over them. Really, really, really good cards. Once you get the hang of them and you know how to play them and how to use them and which one is going to be a better match for your opponent, it's just really good. The times that I summoned the Saint Azamina against White Forest, Branded, this also shuts down Fiendsmith package, because they can't shuffle back with Engraver, they can't shuffle back with Lacrima. Like it's just really good. It shuts down a lot of those things. And then the last card, the last fusion, sorry, it's the Guardian Chimera, because we are playing the Simple Spoils of the White Forest, just for an additional interruption. for links, the one SP Little Knight and the one SP Masquerena. Honestly, with all of those cards, I rarely use these. I think I only used SP once in the whole 2 tournaments. If you're interested in knowing the matchups, it was several Blue Eyes, 2 Branded, 2 Raziel, and I believe was 1 Malice, and the other one was Mermail. Yeah, the only duel I lost once against a Blue Eyes, because honestly, that deck is also like, once they get going and they set up everything, it's just a lot of interruptions and it's hard to deal with. But other than that, it's also a good matchup. That's it for the fusions. For Xyz, I'm playing the 1 Typhon because sometimes it does help you get back on your feet. The 1 Abyss Dweller, it's just your generic shut down your opponent's graveyard. Use this against Mermail and completely destroy them. It also shuts down Mirror Match, kind of, and Branded. It's also very good against Branded. And it also shuts down the Fiendsmith engine. And the last card is the 1 Aggregator. The only reason I'm playing this card is because I am playing Ultimate Slayer in the side deck. So if you don't want to play that one, you can switch it out for any other thing. I've seen people playing Metal Tronus with the Raziel Detonator. You can also do that, but I prefer this one. And for the side deck, Droll, because Droll is really good right now against the Mirror Match. It's insane. Lancia for Malice, because it completely shuts down everything. It's insane how good of a matchup it is. And it also helps you in case it's never a break, because you can use it as a spell as well. The 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, because yeah, you still need to be prepared for back row. You never know. Like against the Blue Eyes, who I lost against, if I had drawn, it was crazy because my next draw was Harpy's Feather Duster, and if I had drawn this, it would have been a completely different story. I would have won that game for sure. The 3 Ultimate Slayer, we are playing pretty much every single extra deck Summoning mechanic, and it's just good against Malice. When they leave the Griffin, you can just send IP or SP to the grave and bounce it back. It's good against Raziel. You can send the Aggregator, shuffle the editor back, and then negate something else on the field. Really good. And of course, we have a lot of fusions that can be easily recycled, so they're never going to be wasted in that sense. Same for the synchros. Really good, because you can just shuffle them back with Sylvie and Rusia. And I was playing 2 Metal Tronus, but honestly, I think I'm going to cut it out. I did use it against Blue Eyes because you can cheat out the Yabel once they have the Blue Eyes Synchro that negates effects in the grave, and then it can like tag itself out. You can cheat out the Yabel, and then you like whatever they activate after that, you can just like have an additional body for free. But yeah, I didn't really like it as an option. It's definitely better if you're playing things like the Detonator, but in that sense, I would say Ultimate Slayer, it's kind of more efficient. But let me know in the comments, maybe I'm missing something. And of course, the 3 Evenly Matched, because Evenly Matched is insane. It's always a good card to see. And yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Let me know what you think. I hope I give you a different approach, a different insight on how to play the deck. The deck itself is not really bad to play it with without the Fiendsmith and all that stuff that usually people like catalog it as the best version or the most powerful version. It's just like a different way to play, you know. and hopefully this can provide a different insight and invitation to try different things. Like I said, I think Fiendsmith doesn't really push much other than like what it does for other decks, and I think it's just better to have more engine, because White Forest and Branded have that similarity. You know, like how Branded plays without hand traps mostly because it doesn't really need them. Everything in the engine is pretty much useful for them, except that maybe not so much for this deck, because these are other options that I considered playing for the deck, but ultimately it's not really efficient because they're mostly bricks the whole time. Like the build I played, it ended up being the best, like the less bricky and more utility based. You can cut things out and like swap them, try them out, because Sinful Spoils of Betrayal Silvera, it's really good. If you have the Belstar on the field, you can negate a card and then engrave whenever your opponent activates something in response to your Sinful Spoil cards, you can negate that effect as well. So in that sense, it's good. Susurrus helps you dodge things if you have other things in the grave. It's just a good card as well, but it's more of a grind mid-game card, not like first turn. That's why I decided to cut it out, but it's still a good card. And Queen Azamina, I don't dislike the card. I think it's really good because you can also use it as fusion material for your fusions. But it's just too bricky. I will continue to try out and experiment a little bit with the card to see if we can fit it somewhere. But it's really good. It's another Azamina name, and then the effect whenever something on your board destroys something by battle, you can get more resources back. So I'll keep you posted. I'm still trying things out with the new cards. I'm still trying to see if the other cards can be fitted somewhere. But yeah, this is a competitive build. Like I said, it was very, very good against the current meta. A lot of people don't expect these cards. A lot of people are not aware of them, so that's also very handy. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching again. I'm sorry this video went so long, but I think it was necessary for me to explain to you why I built it that way and why I think those cards are useful in that way. So thank you for watching. We'll be back posting more often now. Let me know if you want to see the Fiendsmith build. Honestly, I think it's not worth it. But yeah, I will also try to build a pure fun version without like hand traps or anything, just like pure Sinful Spoil cards where we can play everything all together. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like. Let me know your thoughts, what you think, and suggestions as always. Yeah, peace out.